Good morning, friends. Today we shall discuss the two body oscillator problem in SHM. I hope that what I have already taught to all of yours concepts related to the SHM will be clear to all of you. If any problem you can raise to me and I will solve it. So now come on to solve the two body oscillator problem. Two body oscillator problem in SHM in simple harmonic motion. Two body oscillator problem. Suppose this is a surface frictionless. It is a frictionless surface. This is the origin O and this is in y direction and this is in x direction, and there is a block of mass m1 and there is a block of mass m2. Both are connected by a spring of force constant K. This is force and this is force. Force constant of the spring is K. Now suppose the natural length of the spring equals to L. So due to oscillation, suppose spring is two blocks are compressed through spring, then there is the contraction in the length of the spring. If two blocks go farther away from each other, then there will be extension in the spring. Suppose at any time during the oscillation, the coordinate of these two oscillating blocks on this x-axis at any time t is x1 and 0 and this is x2 and 0. So the length of the spring equals to x2 माइनस x1. जो कोऑर्डिनेट होगा उन दोनों का सब्ट्रैक्शन कर देंगे, एक दूसरे से डिफरेंस निकाल देंगे, तो कितनी लेंथ है स्प्रिंग की, वेदर इट इज इन कंपोजिशन ऑफ कंप्रेशन और एक्सटेंशन, तो वो चीज़ मिलेगी. देन if blocks go farther apart from each other, then suppose there is the extension in the spring equals to x. खिंचाव में, so x equals to x2 minus x1 minus L. Extended length of the spring and this is the natural length. So difference between the extended and the natural length, that will determine the extension in the x plane. Due to this extension, there is a restoring force comes into play in this system, and this restoring force F equals to kx. For this, force is in this direction and spring moving in positive direction. So for this block, equation of motion m1 d2 x1 upon dt2 equals to kx. For this block, force is in opposite to in extension x2 in negative direction. So m2 d2x upon d2x2 upon dt2 is equal to minus kx. This is the second equation. It is very clear from the above figure. You can suppose there is a extension in the spring, then spring will, due to this restoring force, this will try to bring the spring into its original position. Then there is a contraction, and direction of the forces will be accordingly to this figure. So now from here, dx upon dt equals to d by dt x2 minus x1 minus L, and this is equal to d by dt x2 minus x1. ये जीरो हो जाएगा since it is a constant quantity. Natural length for any spring that will remain always constant. And from this, d2x upon dt2 is equal to d2 x2 upon dt2 minus d2 x1 upon dt2. From here, second minus first, this implies m2 d2x upon d2x22 upon dt2 minus m1 d2x1 upon dt2, and this is equal to minus kx minus kx. But to solve this problem, we go as such: d2 x1 upon dt2 is equal to k upon m1x, and d2x upon dt2 is equal to minus k upon m2x. So discard this equation. From here you can take that d2x upon d2x22 upon dt2 minus d2x1 upon dt2 equals to minus k upon m2x minus k upon m1x. Is it clear from this? From this equation, this has no role. We have to solve this equation in function of x. So we will go through this part. Now from here, d2 upon dt2 x2 minus x1 is equal to minus k 1 upon m1 plus 1 upon m2 into x. Suppose 1 upon mu is equal to 1 upon m1 plus 1 upon m2. So this implies, since x2 minus x1 d2 x2 minus d, this comes out to be this So this implies d2x upon dt2 is equal to minus k upon mu into x. From here we see that this equation proceed as follows. We come on the result d2x upon dt2 is equal to minus k upon mu into x, or you can write it as d2x upon dt2 is equal to minus omega naught square x, where omega naught square is equal to k by mu, and 1 upon mu is equal to 1 upon m1 plus 1 upon m2, and this implies mu equals to m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2. This is called reduced mass of the two blocks. इसको reduced mass terminology बोलते हैं. This is the reduced mass of the. Then we see here how two body problem. From this differential equation we observe that how two body problem reduces to single body problem. This equation has a very significant role in the coming so many complex problems, solving complex problem. So it is very important. So from here this is the differential equation, and this solution will come out to x is equal to a cos omega naught t plus delta. SHM, because we have already assumed that there is the frictionless surface, that is there is no any dissipative forces acting during the oscillation on the entire system or both blocks, so that any amplitude one time achieved by the entire system will remain constant throughout the oscillation, and the oscillation of these two body problem will continue indefinitely. Now it has the same. This differential equation will have a solution of this type. So we now see that this two body problem reduces to a single body problem, in which single body of the mass will come out to be this much. That means if mass of mu quantity is attached to a single to this spring by one end, then it will have the same period of oscillation, same periodic time for oscillation as it would have been in that case if two body are separately attached by both ends of the spring. Then from here we see that mu is equal to this much, mu equals to m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2. It is a very important quantity reduced mass. It will also come in major type of problems for measuring the moment of inertia, as well as you will see the coupled motion of proton, electron and proton, or proton and neutron. Now from this omega naught is equal to under root k upon mu from this, or now this implies t equals to 2 pi under root mu upon k, and this is equal to this implies T is equal to 2 pi under root m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2 into k, and this is the time period of oscillation of this two body problem, which reduces to a single body problem of this mass. Now let us come on certain type of another concept what has to be discussed in SHM. We have seen that whenever an object of mass m, suppose this is the origin O, mass, an object of mass m comes under motion in the force which has the nature of this type, F is equal to minus kx, and x is the displacement from this origin in x direction. So equation of motion come out to be m d2x upon d2 is equal to minus kx. This is the equation, and we have already discussed that from this we have derived the potential energy U is equal to 0 to x minus kx dot minus dx, and this is equal to 1 upon 2 kx square. U equals to 1 upon 2 kx square. It is a parabolic equation, and suppose this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. You can represent u. So u come out to be this, a parabola this is the point 0 0, and this is the maximum energy, E equals to 1 upon 2 m omega naught square A square. We have already discussed this. So if there is a force of this time, and there is an under this force, if body always oscillates because of the nature of this force, then here see, if we differentiate this, du by dx is equal to d upon dx 1 upon 2 kx square, and this is equal to dx. That means f is equal to minus du by dx, because f is equal to minus kx. So from here, since du by dx is equal to kx, so f is equal to minus du by dx. du by dx कहीं भी इसका टेंजेंट जो लेंगे वो du by dx है, with minus sign that will represent the force at that point. So ये, since it is a conservative force, I have already discussed it. So by its nature, it comes out to be this much. Now we come on a different point. We see that if any particle is rotating in a circle, then its projections, the projection of that point, that particle on both axes in a plane, will execute SHM. Result is very simple, but it has many applications. So we must discuss it. Now come on this topic, this problem. Suppose this is a circle of radius r in a plane. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. This is origin. Radius r, a particle is rotating anti-clockwise at any instant. Suppose this angle is theta, so the coordinate of this is the radius r, particle is here point P, r cos theta and 0. Similarly, this is the projection of P dash and this is the projection on y axis, that is Q. Similarly, that will OQ is equal to y is equal to r sine of theta. So here coordinate is 0 and r sine theta. This is OP dash. OP dash is equal to r cos theta and theta is equal to omega t, to r cos of omega t, since theta is equal to omega t. This means x is equal to r cos omega t. Similarly, y is equal to r sine of omega t. These are two equations. If we differentiate these equations, then we shall find it as dx upon dt is equal to r omega sine omega t, d2x upon dt2 is equal to minus r omega square sine of omega t minus omega square cos of omega t, omega square x. Similarly, d2y upon dt2 equals to minus omega square y. So differentiating these displacements with respect to time, we get the same equation of SHM, and by discussing in detail the motion of this particle anti-clockwise or clockwise, we will see that the projections on two axes of this particle will execute SHM, and it is very clear from these equations. So now today is the discussion of, today is the end of this discussion of these problems related to SHM. Now tomorrow I will discuss certain types of exclusive problems in which so many springs are joined linearly and oscillating, or springs are in parallel that are hanging a block. So what will be the time period of oscillation of those type of systems? We will again discuss this tomorrow. Thanks to all of you for your patience to hearing me. Again we shall meet tomorrow.